Rashida Cole's polished shoes clicked across the marble lobby of Jefferson County Courthouse, a rhythm of calm that mocked the thunder in her chest. She had spent the last hour outside, steadying her breath, memorizing every page of the case file that now felt hot against her palm. The file bore a single name in bold, Officer Travis Denton. He was waiting in courtroom 3B, the same courtroom where 2 months earlier he'd yanked Rashida's 13-year-old nephew from his bicycle, cuffed him for loitering, and laughed when the boy cried for his aunt. Denton's body cam captured it all: his grin, his flippant racial slurs, the joy he took in flexing authority. But the city remained silent until Rashida, a civil rights attorney, sued. Inside 3B, Denton lounged at counsel table, twirling a pen like a baton. When Rashida entered, he smirked. "You're lost, sweetheart," he drawled loud enough for the gallery to hear. "The public defender budget's down the hall with the other freebies." Laughter bubbled from a couple of uniformed buddies posted behind him. Rashida felt eyes crawling across her navy suit, assessing, belittling. She inhaled, tasting the metal tang of old radiators, and took her seat without a word. Bailiff Torres announced, "All rise." The doors behind the bench opened. The courtroom hushed, then stirred in confusion. Rashida walked up the 3 steps to the dais. She set Denton's file atop the mahogany bench, adjusted the microphone, and gazed across the room. Her robe hung ready on the chair, ebony fabric glistening under recessed lights. She had kept this transfer quiet. Governor Patel's appointment to fill Judge Alvarez's sudden vacancy was effective this morning. Secrecy necessary, the governor insisted, given recent threats against minority jurists. Only the clerk knew. Rashida slid into the robe, its folds carrying the scent of pressed linen and fresh ink. She banged the gavel. "Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Rashida Cole presiding." Denton's pen clattered to the floor. His jaw went slack. The gallery gasped. The smirk dissolved, replaced by a pale rigidity. One of his buddies straightened, instinctively tugging at his collar. Rashida felt a fierce steadiness pour through her limbs. She'd imagined this reaction 1,000 times, but reality tasted sweeter. "Officer Denton," she said, voice ringing like crystal, "today we address allegations of unlawful detention, reckless endangerment, assault on a minor, and violations of federal civil rights statutes." She paused, letting silence weigh on him. "Do you wish to proceed with counsel or represent yourself?" He fumbled for words. "Your Honor, I thought—" He couldn't finish. His attorney, a silver-bearded man who had clearly expected an easy win, scrambled to stand. "Judge Cole, defense requests a continuance in light of—" "Denied," Rashida cut in. "The state is ready, the plaintiff is ready, and the video evidence is uncontested." She clicked a remote. On monitors, the footage played. The gallery watched Denton shove a child, spit the word thug, and laugh while the boy cried. Murmurs swelled like rising water. Rashida kept her gaze fixed on Denton. Each frame carved deeper lines into his facade. When the clip ended, she folded her hands. "Officer, do you dispute that the individual in this video is you?" His lips barely moved. "No, Your Honor." Then we proceed to testimony. Over the next 2 hours, witnesses spoke. Neighbors, medical experts, the frightened nephew clutching his mother's hand. Denton shrank with every word. Rashida remained measured, meticulously excluding any hint of personal vengeance. Yet inside, she honored every bruised black bodies carried into that room. At noon, she recessed for lunch. Denton lingered, shell-shocked. Reporters thronged the hallway, microphones blooming like wildflowers. A little girl tugged Rashida's sleeve. "Judge, does this mean bullies have to say sorry?" Rashida knelt. "It means bullies must answer to the law." Afternoon session. Denton took the stand. Cross-examination stripped him to nerves. When asked why he laughed, he whispered, "I don't know." When asked whether race influenced his actions, his silence shouted agreement. By 4 o'clock, the facts stood taller than any badge. Rashida returned from chambers with verdict and sentencing memoranda, typed, signed, sealed. "Officer Travis Denton, this court finds you guilty on all counts." Gasps turned to applause before Torres restored order. "You are hereby sentenced to 6 years in state prison, stripped of law enforcement certification, and remanded forthwith. The deputies cuffed him where he had mocked her hours before. His eyes, wide and wet, met hers. She offered no triumph, only justice. As he was led away, Rashida addressed the room. Let today serve notice. Power is a stewardship, not a weapon. When it is wielded to oppress, this bench will answer. She struck the gavel once more. Outside, evening sun glazed the courthouse steps. Community members gathered, some cheering, some weeping quietly. Rashida descended into their midst, robe billowing like a dark sail catching a righteous wind. She felt the weight of history, yet also its promise. A promise carved into the stone arch above. Equal justice under law. Tonight those words rang truer, and tomorrow they would march onward on new feet, beating new rhythms against old marble floors.